I popped on a train to Shimokitazawa, the real-life location of so many of the scenes from BOCCHI the Rock, and I was there to see a concert at none other than Starry, which in real life you probably know is called The Shelter. So I'm going to take you inside the venue now, show you around a little bit, show you some of the local area, and we can make some comparisons along the way. We're probably all familiar with all of the bright wide-angle scenes we see of the inside of the venue in BOCCHI the Rock. Well, here it is in real life, also filmed through a wide-angle lens for a sense of consistency, and one of the first things I noticed was these hexagonal tables, because they appear in so many scenes in BOCCHI the Rock. Whenever the band is having a meeting, they're always sitting at these tables. And another actual example is when the band were being auditioned and Seika and PA-san were sitting at one of those tables again, judging them. And actually, talking of PA-san, let's put her back in her booth for a moment. Now, the stage is always going to be a very difficult thing to capture in animation, especially because of all the lighting and various things involved. And this is a place where a lot of the important scenes happen for BOCCHI the Rock. A lot of that growth. Now, I still think they got it pretty good. Obviously, a real-life live stage is a little bit more grungy in reality, but they've still painted a nice image of it. They've kept it looking kind of dark and small, and I love the fact they've included that checkered floor. The checkered floor is one of the most notable things about the stage, and it really comes through beautifully in the animation as it is in real life. Now, interestingly, at back of the room was something that I hadn't noticed until I was in the venue. That big clock. So I went back and I checked some of the footage from BOCCHI the Rock, and there it is. Lo and behold, the big clock is also very prominent in a lot of the animation as well. And this is a scene I'm sure you'll all recognise, the front of the venue where the stairs and the bar is. The bar where, of course, BOCCHI first plucks up the courage to serve a customer eye to eye. I'm glad to say that the real-life staff were much more friendly and professional, although I didn't really want to shove a camera in their faces. I'm sure they get a lot of BOCCHI tourists in here. However, we even have to mention the staircase. So many scenes in the anime happen there, including, of course, Nijika running out in a huff from her sister, and the classic scene where Kita goes to leave and BOCCHI tries to get her to stay. That curtain, yeah, that curtain's even there as well. You can see it in the background. But as you can also see, the venue is just full of like stickers and posters. This venue is alive with musical history. It's very well known in the local area. It's kind of a classic venue that so many famous bands and small bands have played, and all of that history even continues through to the very back of the venue. Yes, there's even posters all over the walls in the toilet. So let's have a little look at some of the area around the venue for some context, and we're going to walk from Shimokitazawa station, basically, towards the venue along the route that you've probably seen the BOCCHI the Rock girls walk so often. And of course, as you probably know, Shimokitazawa is very much the cool area. It's a little bit suburban, just outside of Shibuya, but it's very famed for a lot of cool sort of vintage clothes shops like the one I'm walking past now, and loads of small little venues, cafes, all that kind of thing. And of course, Village Vanguard. Here, as you might have seen, also in BOCCHI the Rock, yes, Nijika and BOCCHI walked past the front of this shop. I walked up to it and I was really impressed to see that they've just got so many BOCCHI the Rock posters in the front window. I wanted to see if I could buy one, but I don't think they're for sale. I think they're kind of like statues, monuments to the new homegrown heroes that are BOCCHI the Rock and Kisoku Band. So anyway, I walked from inside the Village Vanguard, which I'm in now. I walked back out front and decided to follow the route that the girls would have walked along to the venue. However, I did make a little bit of a turn. See, where they would have normally gone is straight down that alleyway ahead, which takes you directly to the venue. However, I took a little bit of a right-hand turn. I'm not entirely sure why I did this, but I walked round by the train tracks and basically round the block. And as you can see, Shimokitazawa is very much a cool area. Again, lots of sort of mid to high-end shops, swanky, kind of hipstery places. It does have that feel as well. But as you can see here, we're coming back up to the corner. This is the other end of that alleyway that I was just showing you, and of course this is where Starry, which in real life of course is the shelter, actually is. And in reality I was kind of surprised how much the venue entrance is actually kind of down in a dark corner, because in the anime it's painted as such a bright sunny top to the entrance. However, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the footage from earlier but uncut without me slicing in and out of it, and I'm going to give you some final conclusions on what I think of BOCCHI the Rock's interpretation of the venue. So in reality, the shelter encapsulates all that's charming about small Tokyo venues. The entrance bar and stage are squished together, making even the smallest of gigs feel lively and packed once it gets going. And BOCCHI the Rock captures that tiny venue feel, but frames each image of its story perfectly to never make the venue feel cramped on screen. Every real-life detail and ornament of the venue is beautifully recreated to perfection, but with the slight wondrous glaze of how it must appear to young aspirational musicians. Yes, BOCCHI often makes the venue look better lit in its live scenes than in reality, but not at the cost of atmosphere. It's a love letter, but not a lie. There are many other similar sized venues in Tokyo, but you can feel the love they felt for the shelter in every frame of Starry. And so, I both had a great time at a great venue in Tokyo watching an awesome show, and I got even more appreciation for just how awesome BOCCHI the Rock is. And as a great little follow-up, I did actually go to Enoshima, which I know is in one of the episodes that I haven't quite covered yet. I haven't finished doing my review for that one. It is coming up, but I did go to Enoshima because, like Shimokitazawa, it is very close to where I actually live in Kanagawa. So that video will be coming along soon, along with more episode reviews and plenty more. So thank you so much for watching. As always, a big love to everyone who follows this channel, and I look forward to seeing you very soon in the next video.